Everyone, welcome to the channel. So this is part 2 of our control flow video. In the last video we have covered about if else, and in this video we will cover about for loop. Okay, so loops are very essential for any programmer, and today we will explore the for loop in Python. So by the end of this video you will go from beginner to pro with a deep understanding of loops, range, iterables, and advanced techniques like we can use zip also. Okay, so what is for loop first? So for loop we use when we know exactly how many times we want to repeat something. So let's say you have a list. So in list, if there are 10 items, so we know exactly 10 times we need to iterate through the loops. It can't be more than that. Like, right, if we have a dictionary, so in dictionary also, let's say you have 4 items, so you know only 4 times we can loop through that dictionary. Okay, so this is the example, like for item in sequence, and then we have the code block. Sequence is nothing but a list, a tuple, or a dictionary, or anything like that. And from that we have this item. So from the sequence, one by one the items will get stored in this item variable, and then we can use that in the code block. Here is an example using range. Let's say we have a range of 5. It means it will go from 0 to 4, right? So in the I variable, one by one it will start printing starting from 0. So we will get 0 plus 1 means 1, then I will get 1, then 1 plus 1 2, then I will get 2, like that it will go till 4. Okay, so let's see some example of this. Okay, let's say we have a list with 3 fruits, apple, orange, and cherry. We want to loop through it. So how we can do that? So for fruit in, that is the basic syntax, my list, and then we can just use print fruit. Okay, so instead of this, let me change the variable name to fruits. Okay, so now from fruits, one by one the items will get assigned to this fruit variable. Okay, so first apple will get assigned to this fruit and it will get print out. Then next item orange will get assigned to fruit and then that will print out, and at the end cherry will get print out. So if I run this, you see we have apple, orange, and cherry one by one. This is fixed, right? We know how many times it will iterate through these items, only 3 times. That's what it says. When we know exactly how many times we want to iterate, then we use for loops. Okay, let's see one example using range. Let's say for I in, we have a range 10. Okay, and then we print I. So from range 10 it means the value will go from 0 to 9. It won't include 10. Okay, it start from 0, it will go till 9, and then one by one, first 0 will store into I, that will get print out. Then we have 1, it will store in I, then that will print out, like that it will go till 9. So if we run this, you see it will go from 0 to 9. Okay, in the range we can use step also. Okay, so let's say we have a range starting from 1 to 10, and we need a step of 2. So alternate item will get print starting from 1, so it will go from 1 to 9, and alternate item. So after 1 it will take 3, then 5, like that. So if we run this, let me just print something out so that we can make some differences from where it starts. So you see it starts from 1. As we have a step of 2, so second item will get skipped, and then 3 will get print out, like that. 4 will skip and 5 will get print out, like this. Okay, next we can iterate through a dictionary also. So let's say we have for, as we have discussed earlier while in dictionary functions and methods, dictionary has a function called items, right? which will give us a pair of key and value. So we can say for the key comma value in dictionary dot items. Now we can print each key and value here like this. We are just printing it out, but in the real time scenario we need to use these key and value for some other calculations, right? Now if we run this, so the key is name and value is Rahul, then key is age, value is 30, key is city and value is Bangalore. So like this we can iterate through a dictionary using for loop. Okay, then there is one function called zip. Okay, I think we have not covered it. So zip what it does is basically it combines the items. So let's say we have a list of names, let's say A, B, or let me put some name Rahul and Vijay, and we have some scores assigned to them in the same sequence. Let's say Rahul has a score of 90 or 70 and Vijay has a score of 90. Now if you want to combine this, so we can use zip function. So zip names comma scores. So what it will print, let's see, it gives an a zip object. Okay, so now using this we can just loop through this zip object. So if we say for name comma score in, okay, in this zip, and if we print name comma score, right, so what it will do, it will print Rahul, and for Rahul the score will be 70, Rahul 70, Vijay 90. So we don't have to use multiple loops. In one loop we can just combine these two lists and we can use a loop, for loop, to process those items, right? So this is another scenario where for loop is and zip function is very beneficial. Okay, in the same way we can iterate through a string also. Let's say for item in my string, so it will print each character, basically print item. It will print each character one by one. So Python, and we have Python, right? So like this it works with a string. Then there is a concept of nested loop. Nested loop means, let's say we have a list of list. It's basically a list of list. It's a matrix. So one is outer list, the main list, and then we within that we have each list. So basically these are also one item. Now this is one item, this is another item, this is another item. Above we have apple as one item, orange as, let me just put it here so that it will be easy to understand. So instead of apple, now we have full item as 1 2 3. Instead of orange we have item as 4 5 6, which is a list, and instead of cherry we have 7 8 9, which is also a list. So basically it contains list of list. So we can use nested loop to iterate through this. So let's say we have for each row, it reads like for each row in matrix. Okay, so basically when we print this row, let me just show you. If we print this row, it basically prints these items 1 2 3 as one item, 4 5 6 one item, and 7 8 9 as one item. Okay, so basically this is index 0, this is index 1, and this is index 2. Okay, so we have 0 1 and 2, and within this if I want to again print for each like number in row, now we will iterate through each row. Each row means now we are iterating through 1 2 3, right? This is the list. So now the index will be 0 1 and 2. So basically 1 will be read as 0 0, okay, then 2 will read as 0 1, then 3 is 0 2, like we have in matrix, same way, right? Now if we print num So for each row it will print number, right? So let's run this. So we have first row 1 2 3, and within that we are printing 1 2 3 each number. Then we have 4 5 6, and then we are printing 4 5 6 each number. So basically this is nested loop. Okay, so we can use for loop in this way also. Okay, next, the one more scenario is we can use else statement also with the loops. Let's say we have for fruit in fruits. Okay, generally we don't use it, but we can, there is this option also. So once this loop is completed, and if we want to know whether it's completed or not, we can have a else block and we can write loop completed. Okay, so if we run this, it will print 3 fruits, apple, orange and cherry, one by one, and after that there is no item left after cherry. So it will go to the else block and it will say like loops completed. Okay, now there is another function called enumerate. Okay, enumerate basically gives the index along with the element. Let's say we have fruits, we know the apple start from 0, then we have 1, then we have 2, but if we want to keep track of this, okay, so we can say for index comma, basically let me just write enumerate first. Okay, enumerate, enumerate through fruits. Okay, and just we will say for item in enumerate fruits and print item. So just to show you what it will print. Okay, so if we write like this, we will get the index also. You see, we have 0 apple, 1 orange and 2 cherry. So it will give us the index along with the actual element. So this item can be segregated into 2 parts. One is index, one is the actual fruit. So we can write, instead of item, what we can write is for index comma fruit. This variable can be anything, we can change it. Okay, so we will print index. Okay, and then we will print fruit. Now if we run this, you see we have apple, 0 apple, then 1 orange and 2 cherry. So to print it in a good way, we can use string formatting basically. So the index is nothing but like this, and fruit like this. So now if we run this, we have index 0, we have apple, index 1 cherry, orange, and index 2 cherry. So in this video we learned about 2 more most important function in Python. One is enumerate and one is zip. Okay, so enumerate basically gives you the index along with the element, and zip is basically combining 2 sequences. But for zip to work, these 2 items length should be equal. Like here we have 2 element and we have 2 elements, so it will work like that. So I hope you like this video, and we have covered almost everything regarding to for loop. If I missed anything, please comment, and if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.